Well, get ready for this sweet story. Some Greenville seniors are celebrating the holidays with a decorating contest, and we got a sneak peek of all the fun.
Yeah, let's take a look at it all together. More than 100 Greenville seniors took part at the Paintwood Post-Acute and Greenville. The contest was between the short-term rehab and long-term rehab patients. Other volunteers got the chance to participate and watch the action as well, since it was the first time since COVID they were able to celebrate.
Hopefully, just looking at the bright colors, seeing the Grinch how he does little quirky things that'll make them happy, that'll make them laugh, then it'll take away from their illness that they may be having at the time, and they'll think of something more positive, you know, something make them more happy.
You can find out much more about the competition and the winners on our website. That's foxcarolina.com.